Hi, I'm Tasha from One Big Happy Life on behalf of the Financial Diet, and this is the Lifestyle Fix, brought to you by Wealthsimple. The Lifestyle Fix is all about helping you create the life that you want on any budget. Today, I'm going to be sharing 7 tips to help you decorate an apartment on a budget. My first apartment was a tiny 1-bedroom apartment above a bar. It came pre-furnished, which was great because 18-year-old me had no idea where to start when it came to buying furniture or decorating my space. 5 apartments, 6 houses, and many years later, I feel like I'm finally starting to get the hang of this whole home decor thing. And while every rental is different, this first home decorating rule holds true for all of them. Rule number 1, check with your landlord or rental company before you change anything in your apartment. While there are lots of things that you can do to make your rental homey that don't require you to make any permanent changes, if you do decide that you want to make changes to your apartment, you'll want to take a hard look at your lease and speak to your landlord before you do. I've had a lease that limited the number and size of holes you could put in the wall for hanging art. Another of my leases stipulated that not only could you not remove the mini blinds, but they actually had to stay closed during the day. Not sticking to the terms of your lease can cost you your security deposit. Talking to your landlord beforehand and getting their permission can save you all of that headache. Plus, you never know, your landlord might be willing to pay for the improvements if you do the work or give you a break on your rent. Keep in mind that if your landlord does give you permission to do something like paint or switch out the light fixtures, you might have to put the apartment back how you found it when you move out. Rule number 2, live in the space for a while before you start buying things. When you move into a new space, it can be really tempting to go straight to the store and buy all the things, then come home and decorate your space to HGTV perfection all in one weekend. Resist this urge. Number 1, doing it this way is pretty bad for your budget because chances are you aren't making sure that you're getting the best deal on your purchases. Second, going off shopping all willy-nilly will likely result in you bringing home some impulse purchases that you don't truly love. Third, buying items before you really have a vision for your space and a good grasp of how you actually use it can lead to a home that's filled with stuff but doesn't actually fit your needs. So as much as you can, try to hold off on buying things for your new place until you have a plan in place. You'd be surprised just how long an air mattress, some paper self-adhesive blinds, and a 3-drawer plastic dresser will tide you over. And yes, I'm speaking from personal experience. Rule number 3, create a decorating plan. When I was in 9th grade, I took an architectural drafting class, and I was actually pretty good at it. In fact, I made $500 that semester by helping other students with their final projects. Aside from that little side hustle, I thought it was a pretty useless class until I decided to build my first house when I was 22. That's when I realized that every room has a floor plan and that you can create a drawing that takes into account the features of the room, how you want to use that room, and sketch out how furniture will fit in the room before you break out your wallet to buy anything. Creating a decorating plan can be as simple as sketching out a room on a piece of grid paper and then adding in the furniture you already own, plus any that you're thinking about buying. And to kick it up a notch, you can also sketch out what the room might look like from different vantage points. So here's a drawing of what I expected the windowed wall to look like when I decorated my daughter's old room. And here's a picture of what it looked like before and then what it looked like after we decorated it. I followed the exact same process for our home office, which is where I shoot these videos. Starting with a decorating plan means that when you do start buying things, you're buying them with a specific purpose in mind that fits with your overall vision for your space. Then you can take your time and only buy pieces that you know will work, which will save you a lot of money and make the whole decorating process a lot easier. Rule number 4, learn some basic DIY skills. I'm an avid DIYer. I built that cabinet that you can see right there in the background. But when I was first starting out, I knew absolutely nothing about DIY. My mom's a seamstress. She makes wedding dresses, and I didn't even know how to sew. I picked up my DIY skills, including sewing, slowly over time, and so can you. There are lots of great, easy wall art projects that you can do even if you're brand new to DIY or don't have the space for heavy tools. Brushing up on your DIY skills can save you money while also helping you to create an apartment with finishes that are 100% tailored to your needs and tastes. Rule number 5, keep an eye out for great deals on used furniture. One of the best ways to save money when you're decorating your space is to buy used furniture instead of new furniture. Used furniture tends to cost only a fraction of what the item would cost if it were new. Sometimes you can even get it for free. When I was in law school, come graduation season, people often just left good furniture out on the curb with a free sign on it. In fact, I actually scored a curbside sofa that found a home in my apartment in New Haven for 2 years before I graduated and passed it on to someone else. And my entire dining room set, including a dining room table, 8 chairs, buffet, and sideboard, only cost me $250. Of course, buying used is pretty random, so it may mean that you'll need to regularly scour the internet or local thrift stores until you find the right piece. But the cost savings is totally worth it. Rule number 6, buy a nice mattress. I know these tips are all about decorating on a budget, but budgeting isn't just about figuring out where to cut back so that you can save more. It's also about deciding which categories are worth spending more on. And your mattress is one of those places where you don't want to skimp. Assuming that you get the recommended 8 hours of sleep a night, you spend a full third of your life on your mattress. The quality of your sleep is directly linked to your overall health and wellness. So while it might be tempting to jump on that $100 mattress and box spring deal and just call it a day, resist the urge and instead save up for a higher quality mattress that will give you a good night's sleep and last for years to come. Rule number 7. Buy a cheap sofa. I know this might sound strange coming off of my tip to splurge on your mattress, but hear me out. I'm going to start by first telling you about my first sofa. It was actually part of a 2-piece set, and when I saw it, I thought it was just the cutest thing ever. The couch was a deep navy blue with a matching armchair that had light silvery blue swirls all over it. I paid $1,400 for that set, which was a huge splurge for me at the time. Once it was in my living room, I realized that I had zero idea of how to decorate around it, for one, because I didn't have a plan in place. And after a few months, that swirly blue armchair was just not that cute to me anymore. My style had changed, but I was stuck with it. I replaced it a few years later with an inexpensive neutral sofa set that stayed with me for multiple moves through multiple spaces and worked equally well in all of them. Eventually, that set wore out and I upgraded to my first expensive sofa, a custom-made sectional that's 5 years old but still looks and feels as good as it did the day that we bought it. Sofas are one of those big ticket items that you basically have to have and are typically pretty expensive to replace. Chances are you're going to be moving with them a lot, they're going to get banged up, and they might even have to be left behind. So in the beginning, feel free to seek out a comfortable but inexpensive sofa instead of feeling pressured to buy an expensive one. And speaking of easy ways to save money, Wealthsimple is an online investing service that makes it easy to start saving and investing like a pro. Just answer a few simple questions and they'll build you a custom portfolio that's designed to fit your financial needs, whether it's using a smart savings account for your home decor or building a long-term nest egg in an IRA. Best of all, it runs on autopilot. Just set up automatic transfers and let it go to work in the background. If you have any questions along the way, you can always reach out to one of their money experts for a free portfolio review. Plus, TFD viewers get a special cash bonus for getting started. Check them out at wealthsimple.com/promo/lifestylefix or use the link in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to tune in here every single Friday for another new episode of The Lifestyle Fix. See you next week.